No success in the world can compensate for failure in the home. That's why Club Wealth was founded, to help driven, successful, and busy real estate agents like you double their business while building a strong, balanced home life. Join us each week as high-producing agents and team leaders share their stories and unpack the principles and systems they've used to double, triple, and even quadruple their business while enjoying greater quality of life. And now, here's the latest episode of Club Wealth TV.
So everybody, welcome to Club Wealth TV. My name is Michael Hellickson. I'm one of the coaches here at Club Wealth, and super excited today. And Albert, I'm going to slaughter your last name, but we've got Albert. Is it Garibaldi?
I love it. Perfect. Garibaldi. Right? You nailed it. Yeah.
Perfect. All right. And I'm super excited to have Albert with us. Albert just wrote a best-selling book called Passion Punch to Success. We'll be talking about that in a few minutes. But before we do, let me also introduce, of course, my co-hostess with the mostess, Cherie Benjamin, one of our coaches here at Club Wealth. Cherie, as you guys probably already know, last year closed 428 transactions this year. What's your goal this year, Cherie?
Oh, way to put me on the spot.
I got to put you on the spot. What is it? What is it?
I think me and Landro, we have a bet. It's me, Landro, and Tim have a hefty bet at that 1,000. So I'm just trying to...
Who's going to hit 1,000 first? I love it. I love it. That's awesome. Well, my money's on you. No offense to Brandon and Tim, but who are also both coaches.
Brandon.
But I'm going to put my money on Cherie Benjamin. I got a feeling that you're going to be the one to hit that first. So anyway, that being said, super excited today. Club Wealth TV, as you guys know, is something that we just do as a way of giving back. We also have this as a podcast, so you can listen to these episodes as a podcast at clubwealth.com/TV. And for those of you that would like to comment during our show today, it's very, very simple. All you got to do is go to the Facebook post on Club. So you're going to go to facebook.com/Club Wealth. And on that page, that's our Facebook page. And on that page, you'll find this episode playing live right now. And you can comment in those comments. We will be answering your questions live on the show. And then, of course, it will be recorded for the podcast for all posterity. That being said, I also finally want to give a shout out to our sponsor, WiseHire, who we freaking love. WiseHire does a great job. They help us out a lot with recruiting, both for administrative team members as well as sales team members. And we really appreciate those guys sponsoring the show. And so if you're ever interested or in need of either an assistant or administrative help or even sales help, reach out to WiseHire and let them know you're with Club Wealth, or that you heard about it through Club Wealth, and they'll give you our deal. And they're fantastic. Go to wisehire.com/Club Wealth, and they'll take care of you. So without any further ado, and with no more gilding the lily, let's talk with Albert Garibaldi about Passion Punch to Success. Albert, tell us about yourself.
Oh my God. Thank you so much. First of all, I love you guys. Keep doing what you're doing, Michael. Seriously. Amazing how much value you bring into the real estate community. And I love it. And it's such an opportunity. And I am grateful for being here with you guys on the show. So thank you.
Well, we're super glad to have you. You know, it's, I'll be honest with you. It's interesting. We're always looking for really talented individuals that are, and talent is one thing. There's a lot of talented people out there. But we're not just looking for talented people. We're always looking for talented people that really cared like you do. People that give back with no expectation of anything in return. People that just want to help other agents out. And so I think it's fantastic that you've taken the time to be with us today. And I'm super excited. And you're doing some cool stuff.
Well, yeah, thanks. So, I got in this business 22 years ago. Okay. I flunked the real estate exam 4 times. Can you believe it?
I can. Tara shares your pain there. I won't put my wife on the spot, but she would tell you the same thing. She doesn't test well, but she's super smart.
Yeah. So I failed it. I got some challenges. I got some learning disabilities. I got in this business, and about 22 years ago, I'm super passionate about what I'm doing. I wrote a book, Passion Punch to Success, for real estate agents around the world because they inspired me to go out and crush it. So we could talk about that in a little bit. Been married 25 years to my beautiful wife, Deanna. We got 3 gorgeous kids. I got a 20-year-old, Dominic. I got a 13-year-old, Nicolino. And I got a 12-year-old, Daniela. They're my inspiration. They're my why. They're what motivates me every day. And I dedicated my book to my kids. They have some challenges too academically. And I wanted to leave something for them because when I move on to the next planet, I want to give them a roadmap to live life with passion. And I'm very focused about that. We only have one shot at this life. And that book is going to inspire people to live life with passion because life is too short not to. My success was built on because I'm passionate about the real estate industry. I'm passionate about serving my clients. I'm passionate about my marriage to my wife. I'm passionate about my health and fitness. And so I want to talk more about that because the passion is what has elevated me. Because when you're passionate, Michael, you trump everything. You can learn all the strategies and techniques, but when you're passionate, it will trump it all.
Oh, absolutely. And so I'm interested in, you were talking about, kind of your success in real estate. And when some of the things that you've done in real estate, you've done it a little bit differently. You mentioned earlier that, and not, before we got on the call today, you mentioned that you don't believe in buying leads, or that you personally, not that you don't believe in it, but that you don't buy leads, which is awesome. And I'm really interested to hear how, what has your success been in real estate? Give us an idea of kind of, what kind of numbers you're putting up, but then also, what's driven you to that? What's caused that? What's created that?
So when I got in this business, I have great mentors that I surround myself with. And they pretty much told me after I got my real estate exam, they said, listen, now what you need to do is get on the phones. I'm like, get on the phones and call who? Who am I calling? My friends and family, are you nuts? They're not going to deal with me. They all know I failed the exam 4 times. You know what I mean? So who am I going to call? So they said, you know what? You got to call these expireds for sale by owners. I'm like, what is that? So when I got in this business, Michael, I didn't spend a dime in marketing. I just hammered the phones 2 to 3, 4, 5 hours a day and just called everybody. And I got hung up on. I got people giving me foul language, and it was tough. But you know what? I was so grateful for all those people that were mean to me, because you know what? They're going to be mean to everybody else. But you know what? I have a strong mindset to keep going, because I will find those amazing people. You just got to be super, super consistent. So I've used the phones for years, and you know what? It's free. So I called expireds. I called for sale by owners. I called my past clients. And I got to tell you, I got to put a shout out, okay? I'm going to put a shout out to Landvoice. Landvoice, who's who I worked with when I was 30 years old when I got in this business. They were in for sale by owners, and I crushed it working with for sale by owners. So then I got into expireds with Landvoice. So I use Landvoice as a tool, and what I love about them so much is that they send me an email with all the numbers ready to go, and I just got to hammer it, right? So Landvoice is something that I want to shout out to, because that's who I contribute a lot of my success to, because they were giving me the numbers to call. So
we love Landvoice. We recommend Landvoice as well. We've got a lot of clients using them. So, but it's like anything else. It's a tool, right? And so, you can give somebody Landvoice, but if they don't freaking use it, it's not going to work.
It's not going to work. It's not going to work. And so we can do some role playing if you like, and how I handle expired, how do I handle for sale by owners. What am I doing now with my past clients? What am I telling my past clients right now? Because again, do the social media. I do it. Do a farm. That's fine. But man, the phone, I can't tell you enough. Get on the phones, because nobody else is. And when you do, listen, with social media and texting, right? That's all they're doing now. When you pick up a phone and call someone, they're shocked. They're like, hello? Hey, buddy! And I got a lot of energy and a lot of enthusiasm. Hey, it's Albert Garibaldi. How are you? But I've been thinking about you. Really? You've been thinking about? Yeah, I drove by Bass Lake a week ago, and I know you're a big-time fisherman. How's it going? That's what I do with a lot of energy and a lot of enthusiasm. Michael, listen, I get up at 4:30 in the morning. I get my workouts down at 5:30. My workouts are so important because look at me, I'm a nut, right? This nut, it comes from working out, giving a lot of energy, get your blood flowing. I did an hour class before I got on this show. I had to move my schedule around because I know the workout, the blood flowing is so critical. When we communicate, Michael, you probably know this. 55% is your body language. Look at me. You're looking at me like I'm a nut. 38% is your tonality, right? And
Dude, but I don't think you're done. First of all, you need to know, I don't think you're done. I love what you're doing. I love your energy level. And I'll tell you one reason, it's interesting. I normally stand up on these. I'm at a stand-up desk, but I'm on the road right now. So I'm in kind of a workspace at the Association of Realtors here. And so I'm sitting down on a chair. Dude, one of the things that is such a big deal when it comes to energy level, it's standing up. And here you are, you're standing up, you've got fantastic energy, you're rocking it. And I'm seeing Cherie, look, you've got Cherie all lit up, man. Look at the smile on that face.
I love you, man. Keep crushing it. You know what's crazy? When I show up to my presentations, Michael, I'm like this. Michael, God, thank you so much for having me today. I know you have so many options of hiring real estate agents, but nobody will outperform my passion. I have the passion punch to success. So when I show how much passion I have, they can't say no. They can't. You become irresistible. You become unstoppable. That's why I wrote this book. Listen, I don't have a college education. I kept looking at myself in the mirror when I was a young boy, looking up in my brain saying, do you have anything up there? What's going on up there, Albert? But because I found my passion, it has elevated me to success.
So I love where you're going with this. And guys, Coach Brian and Coach Cherie, I don't mean to dominate. So if you guys have stuff you want to jump in. But I got to tell you, this is one of the things that's really striking to hear is, people don't realize that when you are young in the business, you don't have a lot of experience, you don't have a lot of success, you're trying to figure it out. Here's the bottom line. None of that freaking matters, right? Because to your point, passion will trump all of that. Passion, aggression, getting in there and dialing for dollars, that will trump all of that. I saw Mike Bjorkman was watching a moment ago here. Mike, if you're still watching, chime in. But Mike is one of my longtime friends, very, very successful agent broker. And Mike comes from that the same old school where, we all used to dial for dollars. We used to, really pound the phones hard. But it was the subtleties. Pounding the phones hard in and of itself is not a path to success. But when you pound the phones hard and you do it with passion and you do it with enthusiasm and you're standing up, you're moving around, you're smiling, all of these things matter. You've got to nail those subtleties. So what I want to know from you is, what do you think are those key subtleties that help you to not only have the passion? That's one. It's how do you create that passion? And then two, how do you create that energy level every time when you're on the phone, when you're trying to get through that daily grind and it's like, oh my gosh, I got to pick up the phone again.
Yes. Michael, thank you so much for bringing this up, man. This is so awesome. When I speak and try to help agents on many different stages, right? A couple of them come and say, hey, Albert, I don't know if I'm passionate. How do I get that passion? How do I get that energy, enthusiasm? Here's what I want to tell you. People talk about your why, right? There's many different whys for me. For example, I get up at 4:30 this morning. I didn't want to get up. So in my book, I talk about switch your thinking. Flip the switch. Instead of laying down in bed saying why you shouldn't, talk about why you should. Right next to me, I have it next to my bed. When I woke up at 4:30, I'm just telling you how I do it with my prospecting too. It's the same concept. I wake up out of my bed and I don't want to go, but I tell myself, why should I go? And there's a picture of my daughter. She's 12 years old. I want to walk her down the aisle 15 years from now. That's why I should get up so I can stay healthy and fit. You follow me? That's an example. Yep. You need to write down specific whys, right? On what's going to give you that burning desire. You follow me? You have to have a burning desire. So when it comes to prospecting, watch this. Why should I wake up and prospect 3 hours a day? Why, Albert? That's the question I ask myself. Write it down. Because I cannot afford, Michael, for other agents to work with these buyers or sellers because they're not as good as me. Because I'm strong. Nobody will give extraordinary service like I will. Why? Because it's hard. And I cannot afford not to be on that phone because they're going to hire another agent that's not as good as me. So hold on, Albert. We got to get these people and save them. You see the mindset?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why, Albert? So I can serve more people and help people. And I've been doing this for 22 years. I can't tell you, quite frankly, in a couple of situations, people were in the dumpsters. They were suicidal, okay? Because of my phone call, I've turned their life around by making things great for them. So when people tell me don't get on the phones, are you nuts? I have to get on the phones. I need to get on the phone to serve people because I can't afford them to work with another real estate agent. So I write down specifics why I'm going to be on the phone for 2 to 3 hours. And I'm super excited when I get on the phone. I see the energy I have. I'm doing this on the phone. And guess what? When they hang up on me, I'm super excited. Yes. Why?
Why? That was my question. That's right.
Because they're going to do it to someone, number two. Number two, when I know it's the most important, they save me time. I'm going to move on to the next call.
That's right.
Watch this, Michael. Because I have so much energy and enthusiasm, it's so hard to say no to me on the phone. Then it's like, okay, I got to get off the phone. I'm like, oh, how do I get this person off the phone? Because it's those people that is costing me a lot of money. You follow me? Because I only have 3 hours of this. And if these people aren't selling or buying, but they just love my energy and enthusiasm, they just want to talk shop all day, and I don't have time for that. So anyway, so you got to be specific on your why. Why do I want to work out? What drives me every day? Why do I want to have a successful relationship? I've been married 25 years, Bill, I'm 28. How is that possible? Right? So you got to write down what your why is, and it's the why, Michael, that fuels the passion in every category. That's why I wrote that book. Passion Punch to Success. So let me watch this, Michael. Watch this. Okay, I'm driving home this passion like I'm with you right now, right? People were like, oh my God. And so I sat back 2 years ago. I said, okay, what am I trying to say here? What is this passion really doing for me? I started writing down all these inspirational words. It was 65 of them, okay? Powerful words in my life. I shrunk it to 10, Michael. Then I got those 10, and I looked at those 10 words. I said, wow, these are powerful. I'm going to do a little bit better. I'm going to tighten it up a little bit more. And that's how the Passion Punch was born. It was P-U-N-C-H. I took the 5 words and it spelled an acronym. P for patience. You want to be successful in your business? It's not going to happen overnight. You know why? Because this is a relationship building business. I have people that I'm listing a home next week that told me they're going to sell 2 years ago. You need patience. You need patience for the escrow. So, right? Especially when you work with new buyers. They want their handheld. Patience, patience, patience is critical. Patience in relationship. Patience in your health and fitness, right? You is unstoppable. When you're passionate, I become unstoppable. Michael, can you imagine me going to an appointment with all this passion? They're going to go, oh, honey, I know you wanted to hire your brother, but oh my God, your brother doesn't have this passion. I'm going to hire him. You follow me? You become unstoppable. And there's no excuse. See, when you love something so much, there's no excuse. And then watch this, Michael. C is courage. I have learning disabilities, right? I struggled academically, and now I'm speaking in front of people. And the only reason why, because I'm super passionate and I have the courage. And then H is happiness. Happy, happy, happy. So it's important to be happy. So that's the Passion Punch to Success, and it's all in my book.
Okay, that's actually pretty cool. I love that acronym. Cherie, you looked like you were getting ready to say something. Go for it.
Well, I wanted to, I love all of that. And I wrote it down what the PUNCH stands for, just so we can make sure that we're going over that with people. So talk to me about, you said in the beginning, I want to get into a little bit of some meat and potatoes here. So you said, hey, you want to know what I'm saying when I call expireds? Ask me. If you want to know what I'm saying when I'm on the phone, ask me. So I want to ask you. So let us know. Give it to us. What are you saying? I know that we can feel what you're delivering when you're calling them, but go.
Expires, from my experience for 22 years, you're going to get amazing expired calls that are super nice, but you got to be careful with them because they're nice to you. They're nice to 5 other people. And then you're going to show up. They've already set 10 appointments. So I prefer really the nice expireds because they're so nice. They're making appointments with everybody. So I have learned, if you want to bring anybody where you want to bring somebody where you want to go, you got to go where they're at first. Let me give you an example. If I call an expired and they say to me, hey, listen, stop calling me. You guys are worthless, blah, blah, blah. And they're mad. I'm mad with them. You're great. You're absolutely right. I can't stand these real estate agents. Can you imagine? You only have to deal with them for maybe a couple of days. I got to deal with these people all day long. I can't stand these realtors. So now I need to get on their side real quick. Then I need to take them where I'm going. So the first 10 to 15 seconds from the time they pick up that phone, you have seconds to connect with them. And I have learned from trial and error, the way to connect with them is go where they're at first. So if they're mad, I'm mad. You follow me? If they're using foul language, unfortunately, I would use that. So I'm mirror matching people where they're at. So for sell by owners, you just got to be their biggest fan. Tell them, great. God, you're going to sell this home. That's awesome. A lot of for sale by owners, you have to follow up with. They're the toughest. But typically, when I make a for sale by owner call and be on their side, be their biggest fan, yes, you can do it. Yes, yes, yes. Send a handwritten phone note to them. Say, hey, it was a pleasure talking with you. Hopefully you'll get your home sold soon. I look forward to following up with you. If they say 2 weeks, follow up with them in a week. For sale by owners are the best phone calls to make. They're the easiest to get on the phone, okay? But hard to convert because they don't think we have any value to them. So you need to follow up with them. If a for sale by owner says, hey, listen, I'm not going to list, I'll ask them, what has to happen before you even consider working with a real estate agent? If I don't sell my home, great. So tell me more about that. How much time are you going to allow before you consider that? 3 weeks, great. Then follow up with them in 10 days. So for sale by owners require a lot of follow-up. Expired are great calls. That's what I like about land boys because they'll scrub and try to get cell phones. Expireds are great. It's just hard getting them on the phone. So if you can't get them on the phone, handwritten notes are the most powerful thing you can do, and don't make it so long. Hey, I noticed your home came up and it expired. I wish I listed your home. I had 10 home sales last month. I wish one of them was yours. Or my office sold 50 homes last month. I wish one of them is yours. Please call me. I'd love to talk about selling your home. Something sweet. Don't put your business card in there. Write your name. Albert Garibaldi with my telephone number. It's more personable than a business card. You follow me? So handwritten notes are the most powerful. And my goal in 22 years when I was prospecting is to get at least 5 to 10 handwritten notes out to them. And then when you follow up with the for sale by owner, because now the for sale by owner has your handwritten note. Hey, Michael, I'm just following up. How's it going? Did you sell your home yet? Did you get my note? Yes, Albert. Now I'm starting to build rapport. I'm starting to connect with them. So that's expired for sale by owners. Then there's just listed and just sold. Those are amazing calls to call. You just basically say, hey, I'm Albert Garibaldi. We did it again. I did it again. You did what? We sold a home down the street. It doesn't even have to be your home. It could be your competition, but they want information around that listing. And you just tell them, hey, that home over there on ABC Street, 4 bedrooms, 3 bath, okay, just sold for $799, $950. And I was calling to see, hey, have you any plans to sell your home anytime soon? Okay, so I'm not perfect at this, but I will tell you, I'm just really consistent. And I do it 2 to 3 hours a day.
See, that's the thing that I think that's missing. So one of the things that I relate really well with you on is, back in 1999 when hey, I'm at 20 years too. Goodness gracious. Ooh, okay. So back then, I started off in mortgages first. And when I started off in mortgages first, when I got this loan officer position back then, I was handed a legal sheet of paper that had nothing but names, addresses, and phone numbers. That's it. That's it. So that's where I learned. That's why I've never been afraid of the phone, and some people always joke about the fact that to me, I'm like, you don't have any clients, pick up the phone. I don't understand. Just pick up the phone, especially now in today's teams where most of these agents have access to thousands of leads. I know like on our Atlanta team, for example, we've got 30,000 names email addresses, phone numbers of potential buyers and sellers in our CRM, our own separate CRM that's there. Wow. And I think that a lot of agents just miss that. We've gotten into this lazy mentality where we want to just sit around and wait for business to come to us. And that's great. And I think that if that's what rocks your boat, I guess. But I think that what people miss is there's nothing like just picking up the phone, going after it. You know, people are so afraid to hear no. And I love what you said, because that's what I say all the time. Well, then I don't have to call them anymore. If they say no, great. One less person that I have to call.
Yes.
So
I love it. Yes.
So talk to me about when you get people who have that mental block, because it's one thing to hear someone say it, it's you know, and then you can get kind of pumped up, but then now we have to apply, you know, so that's the thing that I think is hard. People can hear someone speak, they can hear them talk, they can think they have it all, and they still get the phone paralysis. It's just, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I heard what you said in reference to FSBO expireds in circle prospecting that you're doing, but what else do you think that they need to have there that just gets them to dial the number? Is it a dial, or is it clear everything off? I know for me, don't have anything else open, all your other distractions, you know, but I think that it's just hard because it's a little bit of a mindset thing where I've got a family, I've got children, like I have big goals and big places that I want to go to. So I'm not going to let a telephone stop me from getting there. And to me, the telephone is the fastest way to $1. But when you've come across those people who have that mental block, how have you helped them get over it? Besides just their why, because I think that's that it's hard for people to still pick it up sometimes. And
I think a lot of people have a tough time because they don't like to be called.
Yeah.
That's number one. That's a big problem. I love to be called. I get cold calls all day long, and I have super fun with them. I drive them nuts when they call me. I have a lot of fun with them. So if they don't want to be bothered, it's going to be tough. Here's what I want to tell you. I think from my experience talking to those agents, I'll ask them, how many deals do you want to do this month? See, you have to be very specific. If you want to do 10 deals a month, how are you going to get there? You can't get there walking in all cute, have a donut, put it on the desk, and then sit at the office all day long. You can't get 10 deals that way. It's not going to happen. So they have to be very specific on a plan. And believe me when I tell you this, I'm not good at business plans. But what I'm good at is setting a goal. Okay? If I want to do 10 deals this month, I'm going to say to myself, okay, Mr. Hot Shot, how are you going to get them? Right? I'm going to walk into the office and have a donut and talk to all my other agents. Get out of here. That's not going to work. So what I'm going to say is I'm going to get on the phones 3 hours a day, and I'm going to commit to 6 deals a month on the phone. 2 deals that month are coming from an open house. 1 other deal is coming from door knocking. The problem is a lot of these agents don't have goals, and nobody is holding them accountable to those goals. See, I have 8 accountability partners. So if I do 10 deals, I need to be on those phones. And a lot of it has to be a shift in your mindset, because some people are like, oh God, I don't like to be rejected. Everybody gets rejected. Okay, it's part of the deal. Okay, if you don't like it, get out of the business.
I always like to tell people, Albert, to your point, look, if you don't like what it takes, if you're not willing to do the deal, if you're not really willing to get in there and do what's necessary, there's an easy script you need to learn. It's super easy. It's, would you like fries with that?
Yeah.
That's all you do, right? Because that's where you're going to end up.
Yeah. It's the rejection, I believe, from my experience. They're afraid to get on the phone because of the rejection. And let me tell you something. I wouldn't be where I'm at today if it wasn't for all the rejection that I got. If everybody loved me, what challenge is that? That would be boring.
One of the things, Albert, that you talked about was, you're talking about setting goals, and setting goals is great. I'm a huge believer in setting goals. That being said, the goals themselves do not the success bring. What needs to happen is, and I know that you've done this, you haven't said it yet, but anyone who has succeeded at your level has to have done this. You have not only set goals, but you have developed the habits that force you to achieve those goals. True or false?
True. And here, Mike, thank you so much for bringing that up. Not only that, I've had success doing it. So it's hard for me to stay away from it. See, what these agents need is some success with it. I've discovered that a lot of people, I've tried it and it didn't work. Well, how many calls did you make? Well, I tried it for 2 days. 2 days? Are you nuts? I don't get a lead calling for 3 weeks. But then no lead, going 2 weeks now, and then boom, big lead, $6 million listing.
Yep.
You follow me? That $6 million listing pay for the no. Yes.
Did you really just do the no sprinkler? I think you just did the no sprinkler. That was awesome.
No. It's the no sprinkler. And be grateful for the no sprinkler, because everybody else is getting no's. And they're going to flop out, and you're still going to be there swimming to get that yes. And so to answer your question, they need some success. I've had so much success over the phones that, Michael, if you told me to stop, I'll tell you you're nuts. No way. Hey, Albert, why don't you go spend money on a farm? Are you nuts? The phones are free.
There you go.
Oh, gosh,
I think that this really relates back. Earlier, you said that you have when you were younger, you had a learning disability. I too have a son my oldest son is on the autism spectrum. So I understand learning disabilities. And I also understand something that's very key as to what you just said was looking for the success. And I think one of the things that people are missing is that when you take your goals and then you write your goals down and you break them down to what do I have to do each day to see that? And when you see that, you check that off, that you did that day. And the next day, you might not have set the same amount of appointments that you wanted to hit, but you get up the following day and you do it. And you know that you realize that, oh, wait, I just made up for it yesterday's, or I stay consistent with it. What you're doing by looking at that and reviewing that and seeing that is that you're celebrating the small wins. Yeah. And that's very key, is to start celebrating your small wins, because the more small wins that you have leads to the bigger ones.
Absolutely. Very good point. So yes, you're absolutely right. I'm glad you brought that up. Yes. But here's what I want to tell you. I stick with a schedule. Between 5 o'clock in the morning till 12. Nothing really messes that up. What's going on during that time is I'm getting my health and fitness going, I'm getting my blood flowing, right? Because I need that energy and enthusiasm and a strong mindset to get on the phones. So I work out religiously 6 days a week, okay? Early in the morning, that just works for me. It might not work for other people. They might want to do an afternoon or evening. I'm married, 3 kids. If I don't do it in the morning, it's not happening at all. So, and plus, I need to get it done in the morning because look at me, I'm crazy, right? What you're seeing right now is what I do by myself. Can you imagine being a fly on the wall when I'm prospecting?
Yep.
Here's what I'm going to tell you. The phone is a mono signal. So you can't say, oh, hi, Michael, this is Albert Garibaldi. How are you? Are you planning? No, you have to be so over the top to drive that energy and enthusiasm through the phone to get their attention. And you can't do it sitting down with your legs crossed and having a cup of coffee. Excuse me, everybody. I am going to prospect for 2 hours. And drink. No, you have to be like this. You have to be powerful over the phone. So it's the body language, the energy that you're providing through that phone. And that comes from working out, giving me this energy and enthusiasm. I turned 50 this year. And I'm trying to do my best because it's difficult. And your energy starts to slow down when you get older. But man, that's why I've got to be in the gym to get that body going. So my point is, get on the phones. I get tons of rejection. You're going to get it. It's part of the deal. Deal with it. But if we're getting too much, then you need to regroup. But I get away with a lot because of my energy and enthusiasm. When I'm calling just listed, just sold, the lady or the male does not even want to sell their home. But I've driven so much energy and enthusiasm through the phone, I've convinced them because they told me the neighbor across the street is going to sell. I swear to you, I had them put me on hold, go across the street, door knock, and say, hey, listen, I got this amazing realtor that wants to sell your home. And I don't want to sell it, but he's amazing. Can I have him call you? And they'll come back on the phone. Hey, listen, I got the number, man. You're amazing. How do I get away with that? It's because of the energy and enthusiasm I'm throwing through the phone lines. And let me tell you what I'm working on now. First of all, Happy New Year for 2019. Happy New Year. Everybody right now should be calling expires. This is the best time. The market's adjusting right now. I like it when the market's balanced. When it's waving one side, there's really not that much fun. You have to have some balance so you can have more people to talk to. So anyway, right now you should be calling expires. But watch this. So here's what I'm doing now. You ready?
No. I don't know.
I'm not sure either.
Michael, here's what I'm doing right now. Watch this. Hey, Michael. Albert Garibaldi, how are you?
I'm okay.
We're a sphere of influence, so don't be so hard on me.
This is sphere of influence. Oh, I'm sorry. What's up, Albert? How are you, brother?
Good, man. I was just thinking about you. How's everything going?
It's been going good. It's been going good.
Hey, stop. I'm thinking about you, Michael. Who says that? Really? So you got to flatter them. Oh, I'm good. How's work? How's soccer? Build rapport. Some small talk, right? Now watch this. Michael, I'm super excited about something. You want to hear about it?
I do. Well, if you're excited, I'm excited. Tell me about it.
Stop. People love to hear what you're doing if you're super excited about it. And let them know how excited you are. So what I'm calling right now is my sphere of influence for 2019. Michael, I'm super excited about something. Want to hear about it?
Yes.
Awesome. I have a little contest going with all my amazing clients and friends like yourself. Want to hear about it?
Really?
Yes.
Sure. Do I win? What do I win? How does it work?
I know. So you're going to win an amazing Amazon gift certificate. All you need to do to qualify, okay, is give me a referral of somebody you're thinking about buying and selling real estate. Even if they don't even buy and sell real estate, but just want to know about what's going on in the market, your name goes in the hat. And in March 1st, I'm going to pull a name and you're going to be able to win an amazing Amazon gift certificate. You want to play?
Yeah, I'm in, dude. Absolutely. Let me run across the street and see if my neighbor wants to sell. Hold on a second.
Here's how it's going to work. Here's how it go. Do you have anybody now?
No, but I think my neighbor might be.
Just say no.
No,
because that's what's going to happen. No. Just say no, Michael. Okay. No. Perfect. So this is how it's going to work. I know you probably don't have any right now. So let's start having fun. I'm going to call you every week to check in with you. Isn't this great? I'm going to check in with you. All I need is a name and number, and all I have to have is a conversation with them. Once I have a conversation with them, your name is going in the hat. Fair? So
sounds great.
Every week. Is this fun? This is what I'm
Well, let me give you an objection.
Yes.
So here's one that I think we might hear is, yeah, but I'm not comfortable giving out that information.
You know what? I'm totally for you. I get it. No worry. I know this game's not for everybody. You follow me? Move on! Move on! Who cares? Hey, that's sort of like rejection. Get over it. Move on to somebody else. And just be on their side. You know what? You're somewhat like, now watch this, Michael. Michael, watch. I'm not comfortable doing that, Albert, over the phone, right? I don't. Yeah. Oh my, watch this. I'm always mirror matching people, getting on their side. Michael, I totally understand. You're a lot like me. I wouldn't like that either. But I'm setting up the game. But why am I saying that? Because I need to still be on her team. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Don't worry about it, because I'm just like you. I'm just getting uncomfortable to do this amazing game with all my amazing agents and friends and clients like you.
Oh.
Dude, I gotta tell you, what's funny? I'm reading the comments in the Facebook, and I love it. Like Ron Vitello's like, dude, I'll have whatever he's drinking, and then later on, Ron's like, dude, this guy completes me.
Yeah. Here's what I'm gonna tell you: you have one shot at this life. Okay, we're all gonna be 6 feet under in 100 years. It's a gift. It's a gift. Whoever your creator is, It's a gift that you're here today. Make the best of it. And when you find your passion, time flies.
Dude, I got to tell you, Ron.
Not living life. You have to live life, Michael. These people are not living life.
It's true. It's true. Speaking of living life, Ron just chimed in again. He's like, I don't even need the gym after watching this. I'm breathing heavy and a little sweaty.
Tell him to get on the phones and start prospecting.
Ron, now go get on the phone.
Hey, Ron, listen. If I'm not making you feel this way, I'm not doing my job.
Missy Bentley's like, this guy's Eminem on steroids. I feel like I'm losing a rap battle. So here's the deal, you guys, and I want to share this with you because this is so important, you guys, and we're poking fun at it a little bit. And we're having a good time. We're laughing. But the truth of the matter is, what Albert is sharing with you is 100% true. One of the reasons why when I was making calls and I was pounding phones, I did this years ago. It's been decades, frankly, but I'm getting up there in age. But back in the dark ages when, I would record my calls on stone tablets. I found the same thing to be true. I found that I absolutely had to have my energy level up. If you think you need to be at a 5, you really need to be at a 10. If you think you need to be at 10, be at a 15. But you have got to figure out how to increase your energy level, because no matter what level you're at, when you're on the phone, the other end of the phone here's several levels lower than where you really are. So you have to give it a whole lot more energy every single time you pick up that phone. That's why, and you'll see that Albert's, he's moving back and forth. He's standing up. He's pacing. He's excited. He's into it. He's got his body into it as well. You guys, this stuff is really important. The matching and mirroring, that's awesome. I'll give you an example. If I get somebody on the phone that kind of talks like this and they're really kind of low key and they're slow, I'm going to match and mirror that, right? So what am I going to do? I'm going to sit down, and I've literally done this. I did this just the other day with a real estate agent that wanted to sign up for coaching. I literally, as soon as I got on the phone, I could tell they were that type of person. So I sat down in my chair and I put my feet up on the desk because I had to drive my energy level through the floor in order to be able to match and mirror this guy. But dude, let me tell you, when I'm on the phone with somebody like an Albert, man, I'm going to stand up. I'm like, yes, we're getting in this. Yeah, we're doing it. We're going to get him, man. Go get, like, you got to get into it. But in order to do that, you've got to make sure your body language matches the attitude that you want to come across the phone.
Yeah, Michael, that's a great point. And thank you for doing that. Here's what I want to tell you. I'm going to say something. I hope I don't offend too many people. I am an award-winning connector. When NAR and CAR did a survey, the number one thing they look for in a real estate agent is trust. How do you get that? You got to get people to like you first, and then they'll trust you. Okay? I'm an award-winning connector. But I'm going to tell you something that some people take this the wrong way, and please don't. I'm an award-winning actor. Follow me what I just said. Mm-hmm. I owe it to the universe. For example, I went on a presentation last week. She was an elderly woman. Her back hurt and she spoke very slowly. Now, did I show up like this? Like I just been presenting to you craziness? No. I showed up, bent over, and my back sore with her. And we walked slowly. I mirror match people. So I'm an award-winning connector. It's important. Remember, there's different personality types. There's the amiable. There's the driver, right? So you got to connect with these different personality types. And like my wife's like, man, when I go to a party, I'm low key. I'm not this crazy guy. I'm not. But I know when to turn it on and turn it off. And my 22 years of success that I've had in real estate is I know how to move my energy and shift quickly. The good news is, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I like to call it being a chameleon, right? Like, it doesn't matter what situation you're in, you've got to be that chameleon, right? You've got to be able to adapt to whoever you're dealing with in the moment. As an example, when in the REO days, right? There were asset managers that would want to go out at night and they'd want to go to the bars and party and all that kind of stuff. And you got to be able to do that. But then the next day you got to be able to get up and you got to be able to go teach a class to the real serious crowd, right? You got to be able to go, be in a suit and tie and deal with the president of the bank, and so being that chameleon really makes a big difference in every aspect of this business.
It really does. For example, when I did REOs for some of the largest banks. From 2007 to 2013, mm-hmm. I did a lot of the cash for keys. I was the head guy going door knocking. And when they were telling me, hey, I hate bank, I hate your bank. Well, I hate the bank too. That's how whatever they said, I agreed with them. And I was the biggest fan. So I just mirror match, be that chameleon like you're saying. But again, at the end of the day, I'm exhausted, right? You have to be at your top of your game. Because when I leave my family and go to work, it's my fiduciary, it's my job to connect with as many people as possible. And doing these things, quite frankly, it's kind of, when you're on the computer, if you don't have that energy and enthusiasm, it gets kind of boring. Let's face it. I've done a couple of these in my career, and they can become boring. That's why I'm trying to drive my message to you guys. And my message is get on the phones because nobody else is as time goes on. Tell people how much you love them and you miss them. You're thinking about them. Be in the moment. When you pick up that phone, it's the intensity and really listening to what they're saying. Really be there and really, really truly believe that you are the best real estate agent on this planet. Okay? That's what you have to think about every day. Okay? So people are lucky to find me. See the mindset?
Absolutely. And you've got to feel like that. You got to walk in and you got to feel like, look, you're lucky I'm here. You're not saying this to them, but you've got to be confident enough in yourself that it's like, hey, look, you know what? I'm here to protect you from the other agents out there. I'm here to make sure that you get stuck with some knucklehead that's going to screw this up and cost you a bunch of money.
Correct. When to a listing, I'm thinking, you know what? I won't do this for 10% commission. I'll give them a deal at 6. See the mindset? Versus when you don't prospect and you only do a few deals a year, you're already walking up in the house and it's beautiful. You're like, oh my God, I would do it for 6%, but oh my God, this house is beautiful. I'll do it for 5. No, I'll do it for 4. I got to get this listing. So you're already talking down your value commit before you even talk to the customer.
That's right.
That's the beauty of prospecting, because when you're in control, because when you have all these leads, you become unattached. We haven't even talked about that.
Okay, so hold on. Don't go there yet. We're going to come right back to that. But before we do, a couple of things I want to mention. Number one, I want to mention, if you guys want to hear more from Albert, if you want to find out more about Albert, go to clubwealth.com/Albert, clubwealth.com/Albert. And we've got a free download there. And tell us about that download, Albert, real quick.
So it's so in my book, I'm giving everybody as a gift a 14-day regimen. It'll be awesome. I'll give it to you guys for free. Just download it. If you want to pick up my book, Passion Punch to Success, you want to go to your phone, text 888-111. So 888-333. And then inside the text message, the keyword is punch. Okay. And then it will send you a couple links to pick up the book from that. And then, Michael, I believe that you're going to go ahead and give them that 14-day regimen in the book.
Absolutely. If you go to clubwealth.com/Albert, and we'll get you that 14-day regimen or plan, if you will, for exactly what to do over a 14-day period to really crush it, to take your business to the next level. Now, that said, I want to jump to Mel Parsons, had a great comment.
Thank you. She says, I wanted to get to that question.
What's that, Cherie?
I said, I want to make sure we got to her question.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, I love it. It's a great one. It's how do I mirror and match the anxious, paranoid seller? Now, my favorite thing to say to an anxious, paranoid seller is, hey, look, I get it, man. Just because I'm paranoid doesn't mean they're not really out to get me, right? So that said, Albert, what would you say to that? How would you mirror and match, or match and mirror the... Are
they saying this? Are they saying they're anxious and paranoid?
That's a good question. Mel, give us an example there. I can't make her go live right now, unfortunately. I wish I could, but let's just assume that they're not saying that they're anxious and paranoid. Let's just assume that we can tell.
Yeah, perfect. She better get this listing. Okay, I'm telling you right now, because number one, she just did the most difficult thing: is she detected it. You follow me? She detected that they are paranoid. Okay, because some people going in. Blah, 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 talking too much. You want to get more listings? You want to convert more deals? Shut up and ask your questions and listen. Shut up is your favorite word. So shut up, let them talk. So basically, I'm going to give her credit for getting this from her. So because she got that from her, she now needs to relate,
So let's say they're acting like everything is worst case scenario. That's Mel's follow-up to that. So if they're acting like everything is worst case scenario, how do you handle it?
First of all, congratulations, she detected that. Now you got to say, God, sounds like you're a lot like me. I always think about worst case scenarios. I do. always think about worst case scenarios. I don't blame you. Let me tell you a couple stories. So the best way to handle this is to relate to them like you have the same issue. You follow me? That's how you overcome it. Because then they're going to go, oh, okay. You make them feel good. Remember, you got to get people to feel comfortable so they like you and trust you. So the best thing that you just did is you uncovered it. You understand that's kind of what you're feeling. Now you're feeling it. Now try to relate to them that you're the same way. You know what I mean? You follow me? Or what about this? I don't trust those real estate agents. How do you deal with that? I'm going to say on my own. I don't trust you agents.
Me neither.
Say that again, Brian.
I said me neither.
Yeah.
Me neither is a great thing to say. I don't like them either.
But remember, an award-winning connector, right? Or award-winning actor. Watch this. Oh my God, I've been doing this for 22 years, Michael. And thank you so much for bringing that up. Because I don't trust them either. See what I just did? I put a little, cherry on top of that, a little bit more, so it's more animated. You follow me? So
but let's talk about this too. And I think we've kind of brushed over this, and I don't think that people really understand the value of it. But Albert, one of the things that people really love about you is you're entertaining. I mean, think about that for a second. If I'm on the phone with somebody or you're on the phone with somebody, we're going to be entertaining with that person. We're going to have fun with them, and people want to have some fun.
Oh my God, Mike, watch this. Hey Nancy, when do you plan on moving into Just Listen, Just Soul? Watch this.
Here, I'll give you my favorite. Never, when they drag my cold, dead body out of here.
Correct. And I watch this, Michael. When will that be?
Did I do the same thing? I literally used to do the same thing.
This lady said to me, listen, I'm not selling. I'm going to die here. I go,
yep.
Please tell me, when will that be?
Yep.
So, yes, whoever's texting you and saying that stuff that I'm entertaining, please, are you entertaining? Because you need to be.
That's right.
We're entertainers. So please understand that. After this call, I'm giving you all, my 100%. I'm giving you all. When I go in my car, I'm going to go deal with, I got a fire. You think I'm over there dealing with this fire? I got to be laser focused. Okay, Bill, how you doing? How you doing, Steve? Good. Let's talk about this. I'm very serious. I'm not like this Eminem guy. I'm not Eminem. I'm being Eminem on this show, and I'm so glad. So if there's something that you guys are going to take away from the show, be an entertainer.
Yeah, completely agree. Completely.
Don't just sit down, have a donut, and talk to everybody else. Are you being an entertainer? You're going to be coming out of shape.
I freaking love it, man. This is awesome. All right, so Brian and Sheree, you guys have been off of it. Brian especially, you've been really quiet today, Brian. We got to hear something. So let's hear it.
So Albert, go ahead. So here's a couple of questions for you. I guarantee you there are people watching this right now who say, I could never have the amount of energy that Albert has. The truth of the matter is you've seen my energy level. It's been about a 3 or 4, somewhere in that range. And I want people to understand this. I am not a high energy person unless I need to be. And I think because you've been so high energy and so thing, and you got a book, talking about punching, that people think that 24 hours a day you walk around yelling and screaming at people. And I need people to understand, and I haven't had this conversation with Albert. It's a complete assumption. But if you do this 24 hours a day, then I do want some of what you're drinking. But the reality is what I've heard a couple of times here is that, and this is the thing I think the majority of salespeople miss. And you haven't said this, but it's probably natural to you at this point in time. You pay attention. And I think that's really the key to what you're doing. Someone goes, oh, I feel like crap. I feel like crap too. It's been I had the holidays and all this kind of stuff going on. I'm feeling awesome. Me too. I'm super excited to be here today. Thank you for the opportunity to meet with me. And so all the people out there go, I can't be like Albert. Yes, you can. Maybe you're not going to get to his level of 37. Maybe you only get to 25 or whatever. But that doesn't mean that doesn't come through. And I love the point that's been made 3 or 4 times today. I want to reiterate it again. If you're on stage in front of a group of people like Albert is right now, like I am right now, if you are on the phone, if you think that you're talking too quickly, too excited to that, you're wrong. 95% of the time, you don't bring enough energy. And, It's something I was thinking about as we're going through. We've got a new system where we can listen to every phone call our agents make. And I'm going to start playing some of those back to them. And I'm going to take something like Albert and juxtapose, Thank you. Juxtapose that next to how they're making phone calls. Because agents think that they're coming with energy, coming with life, coming with this, but really what they're doing is, hey, this is Brian. I just wanted to follow up with you because I saw that your house expired. Oh my God, I just fell asleep on myself. So anyway, my point is, and you've seen me literally for this entire episode be very low key, but I understand how to turn that on. And that's what we have to do as agents, is be willing to understand. But here's the key to that. You have to listen and pay attention to know how to act. So thank you for your energy. I appreciate it. And all the people who are going, holy crap, you can do that too. It's not as hard as you think. So
that's a great point.
I just noticed that Don Lesky, an agent in Seattle, just joined us on the call here. And I'm thinking about Don. I'm thinking, there's a guy that I'll bet because he's a very successful agent, I'll bet he knows how to control that energy and make sure that he brings that energy when the time is right. And you guys, that's the key. And back to what Albert said, you've got to recognize when that time is. And the way to do that is, first of all, you got to shut up and listen, right? You got to understand, who am I dealing with? Once you know who you're dealing with, you know how to approach the situation. And then you go at it with gusto and fervor.
Michael, and here's what I want to tell you. I have trained myself over the years to change my state on a dime. And what I'm demonstrating right now with you guys is I'm changing my state. And some people don't know how to do that. And I could do it very easily because I've trained myself to do it. So it's the state that I'm being, and I can shift it. Now, my wife, here's what I want to tell the audience who's watching. Been married 25 years, been with my wife 28. If there's one person that knows me very well, it's my wife. You want to know what she says? Who is that guy?
That's funny.
That's not the guy. I said, honey, what you see me doing, sweetheart, is because this is what helps connect me to people. So I know how to shift my state. So let me leave you with that. My wife says, who is this guy? So she has seen me speak before and give classes, make phone calls live in front of a large group of people. She sees it. And then she comes home and we go on a date and we'll get a massage. I'm not this crazy guy that you're saying. It's the state I'm being in. And I know, and I can shift it at any time. I'm done.
All right, so I gotta go to final thoughts. We've got literally 3 minutes. We got a hard stop in 3 minutes. So we're gonna go to final thoughts. We're gonna start with Coach Sheree Benjamin, then go to Coach Brian Curtis, and then we're gonna wrap up with Albert and myself. Go ahead, Sheree.
So, Albert, thank you very much for being with us on this episode. We'd love to have you back again. I mean, you woke me up. I think anyone that's listening. Couple of things is, I love that you put all of this into a book. I think that's awesome for agents to have. As a coach, I definitely appreciate it, because the things that you've said are some of the things that I feel as if we say over and over and over again, so much as practicing being in state. I think all four of us on right now, we don't even think about it so much. We just happen to do it, but in teaching other people, we have to teach them. And I know Michael does this a lot when he's on stage and teaching people what to say to yourself in order to practice those things. But one key thing is that when you talk about the passion and doing something so small as picking up the phone, but the reason why you're doing it is where that passion comes from. And there's something that you said that's really been a driving force in me. And I really appreciate that, because it's just something that's being reiterated again. And for me, it's, we have one life to live. Right now, I call it as living in my dash. So that day that you were born, that day that you die is what we see on our tombstone, but there's a dash in the middle. And that's what we need to work on every day, is filling up, is that dash in the middle. So thank you. I really appreciate that.
Love it. Awesome. Coach Brian.
All right. So Albert, again, thank you for being on. And you finished with something that I've been thinking about as you started talking about it. And I think it's one of the probably most powerful things anybody can learn. And we didn't get the opportunity. So maybe you get to come back. But state, for me, it's physiology, language, and focus. And what I mean by that is I can literally change how I feel by how I move my body. I can literally change how I feel by what I focus on. And I can literally change how I feel by the language that's going on in my brain. And a lot of us don't necessarily realize that we have 100% control of that. And I feel like if you've mastered something, and I hate again to be assumptive, it feels like maybe you've mastered that. And that's something that's important to you. And if anyone wants to learn that, maybe we can bring Albert back and he can talk about that some more. But, that state, if you're in a great state, you know what? Someone tells you go to great next, but when you're in a cruddy state, you're like, oh, I just got my butt kicked. It's all about how you're feeling in those moments. So again, thank you for your energy and what you brought today. Michael.
I love it. All right. And so Albert, we've only got that. We're actually out of time. So I'm going to make this super fast. Couple of things. Number one, we're going to have to get you to come out to Listing Agent Bootcamp. And for those of you that have not registered yet, it's clubwealth.com/LABC. Maybe Cherie can put that in the Facebook post. But it's clubwealth.com/LABC. And that's our Listing Agent Bootcamp. So we'd love to chat with you about maybe having you come out to that, Albert. But beyond that, I want to answer Susan Crawford's question. She says, where does your own authenticity come from? And Susan, here's the deal. It's not about changing whether or not you're authentic or not. It's about making sure that you're authentic at the appropriate energy level for the person you are with. And that there's nothing inauthentic about that. All you're doing now is you're saying, hey, look, I value you enough to make sure that I am at your level versus trying to bring you to my level of enthusiasm. That said, Albert, fantastic today. Really appreciate it. And your final thought, Albert?
Final thought is thank you for giving me this opportunity. I'm blessed. I have to, if you would have knocked on my shoulder when I was a junior in high school and say, hey, Albert, one day you're going to be able to speak to thousands of people, I think you guys are all nuts or from another planet. But that's how powerful passion is. And I want to leave you with this. People struggle, you make a lot of money, but you can be hurting with your health and fitness. You can hurt in relationships. I'm going to leave you with this. Weigh things like this in life. Make your health and fitness number one. Because if you don't have it, you're going to die at an early age. That's what I tell myself. You won't be around very long. This is a gift. Take care of your health and fitness. Because when you do, you can service your clients, and most important, service your fitness, your wife, your husband, and your family. Number two, take care of your family. That's number two, and your friends. Number three is your business. That's how I live my life. I live my life by my health and fitness being number one, because without that, what do I got? I don't care how much money you have. Number two, relationships are most important because you can't do it by yourself. And number three is your business.
I love it.
Thank you so much, Michael. I would love to be one day on your stage. I have so much energy and enthusiasm to inspire so many people. You have no idea.
I love it.
And I'm very grateful. And you guys are amazing. So thank you.
Right on. Albert, thank you so much. Everybody have a great day. This has been another episode of Club Wealth TV, and we will see you next time. Remember, inside each one of you, there's a world-class beast just dying to get out. You got to let it out, though. You got to choose to unleash that beast. Have a great day, everybody.